All right, so good day, everyone. Once again, this is Marcus talking another Trinidad and Tobago football story. And today I have with me Micaia Taylor. He is 17 and he's out there in Germany. So I know we spoke about the name of the team, but I don't want to mispronounce it. So I'll pass it along to Micaia to basically introduce yourself and let people know exactly who you are and where you are at this point.
Yeah, so my name is Makaya Taylor. I come from Tobago. I was born and raised there. As you said, I'm 17 years old, and 1 year ago, I came to Germany and got a trial with the club named Fortuna Düsseldorf. They play, the first team plays in the second division, second Bundesliga, but the U19s play at the highest level of football. So they play against teams like Dortmund, Leverkusen, Bayern, and so such and such.
Yeah,
So yeah, recently moved to Germany. Think it's a good experience here, but it was a really difficult getting used to it, getting used to the cold because
right.
of
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
Germany weather. But yeah,
Okay, okay. And I mean, you see me in a jacket right now, and I know we spoke a little bit off before this, but right now here in Florida is down in the teens also. So it's a little bit chilly for me, and also I get that because it takes me a while to really get accustomed to this cold weather myself. Um, so you said that you moved across about a year ago. So what were you doing before that, and how did you manage to make that move to Germany?
yeah. So I started playing football 4 years ago. So that's when I started to train at least 3 times a week, getting some type of goalkeeper training.
Right,
So after about 2 years, I came across to Trinidad. Well, that would be last year. So I came across to Trinidad and went to Presentation College.
right. Yeah,
And I was actually supposed to play with them, but then I got the offer to be in Germany and play here. So I naturally took it.
yeah,
But yeah, I was closer to the national teams, closer to U17, U20, so I wouldn't have to every weekend travel from Tobago to Trinidad on the boat and whatever to get to
yeah.
training. So yeah, yeah,
Okay. So I know when I saw an interview, and I think it's last year with Brian Haynes, or at least with the TTFA, you mentioned that one of your parents is from Germany. So is that easier for you knowing that you have family across there, or because I know I speak to a couple of players who go to different places and they feel kind of isolated. So how has that experience been for you?
to be honest, not very good because both
Oh,
my parents live in Tobago and any family I have in Germany, they live a lot of very long way away from me, so
oh,
I
okay,
don't,
okay, okay.
I barely get to see them, maybe once a
Yeah.
year. But yeah, it's been really difficult. First time I've been away longer than 2 weeks without seeing my parents,
Okay,
and
okay.
so just being here for 1 year and not being able to see them was pretty hard.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, but I've been pretty isolated. I've made new friends, obviously, but I
yeah.
don't really think that fill the gap that my parents fulfilled.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I understand that. So, what really inspired you to get into football? Because you say you started it about 4 years ago.
Yeah, so I don't know. The coaches told me I like had natural talent.
Okay.
So like after COVID when I started to play,
Yeah,
I was naturally better than the other goalkeepers who were training before. So I thought maybe this can go somewhere. Maybe I can play, in the Premier League in Trinidad or
yeah.
something like that. But I never really expected to be in Germany after just 4 years of starting to play football. So,
Okay, 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 okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome that you're across there. So, you said you're with the academy or the U19 team. What is a typical day like with that setup?
yeah, so we train about 6 to 7 times a week. Sometimes we don't get like a free day on Sunday after a game.
Right.
But a usual training day would be we after school we get on the team buses, go to training, and after we get to training, we do a little mobilization, activation, and stuff.
Right.
Then we go outside, do a little warm up with the team, and then the goalkeepers they separate from the team players, from the outfield players. We do a little training sessions. Yeah, and after we come back together and play like small games, four against four, 6 against 6, maybe a whole field game.
Right.
But yeah, train about 2 hours a day, two to yeah, 1.5 to 2 hours a day. So yeah, it's pretty difficult. It's also difficult switching over from the really professional setup.
Yeah.
It's really different than being in Trinidad and Tobago where everything's, scrappy, players don't do activation and stuff, yeah.
Right. 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 So
So it's really different.
I know I didn't put that as a question, but that was going to be my next question. What is the major difference that you've seen since you're across there in terms of, I mean, I know you touched on it a little bit, but I don't know if you want to touch on it a little bit more because I really hope that young players could understand that what we do in Trinidad is not really enough and that they really need to settle down because I've spoken to some players and they say that you do trainings like 2 times a day, you do your schoolwork in between. So, so how has it, as you mentioned, how has it been different there to what you've been accustomed to in Trinidad?
Well, it's way more professional training and the quality of the players as well.
Mm.
They're, there's something that's they're so good at football. It's the best football I've ever seen in my life.
Right, right, right.
So yeah, adjusting to this quality of football was pretty difficult, but yeah, that's the major difference. Is just the quality of the players, how they
Mhm.
play, their mindset as well, and yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, okay. But so you would say as of now that you were able to kind of come up to speed with what it's supposed to be or how the pace of the football is?
Yeah, I'm making progress step by step. Coaches at the moment satisfied with my progress since I haven't
Nice.
been playing football for too long.
Yeah,
So it's obvious that I'll be missing a lot of skill, a lot of experience as well that the
right.
other goalkeepers may have. So yeah,
Okay. And I mean, yeah, everybody has their own journey. So you only came into it like 4 years ago. There will be some people who started football at age 5 and age 6. So yeah, they may know a couple things more, right? So what do you think is the most important part of being a goalkeeper?
I think it's confidence. For me, it's confidence is the biggest factor
Yeah,
because other than dealing with mistakes and stuff, if you have confidence in the first place,
yeah,
you would be able to deal with them. And once you have it, I've already trained being confident and trained being unconfident.
yeah.
So the difference is night and day. You feel like you can save everything, but when you're unconfident, yeah, you think about you meddle on the mistakes you made previously,
Yeah.
and you just don't have a really good training session or game.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I understand that because I mean, even like in sweat, people tell you, yeah, just forget that, move on. But sometimes it's really harder than just saying that. Some people really dwell on it and you see it actually affects their game. I don't know if you saw Trinidad play Curacao in the last game, but it looked like they got into Dante Sealy's head and
Yeah.
his game was kind of off after that. So I know it's a lot of mind games that happen in the football also. Um, with regards to training, what do you think or what would you say is the hardest thing for you so far in training?
Um, Dealing with aggression because in training I get angry a lot if I'm not sure how to say it in English because I've been in Germany for too long now. But I think it's be able to perform well.
Okay. Okay.
So
So
performing
is
well
it that you're talking about for yourself, you're angry at yourself, or you're angry sometimes with the team?
at myself
Okay.
because sometimes some days I perform really well, some days I don't um play up to my expectations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get angry at myself, and once I get angry, the training session is just not going to be as well as if I wasn't angry.
Okay. Okay. And I mean, honestly, I like the honesty about it because some people think that as a professional footballer, you'll always be on top of your game, and that's simply not true. At the end of the day, you're human, and you would have some good days, you would have some days you take on something, and that kind of throws you off. So that's a fair point. So it's more like the mindset is the hardest part of it.
Hmm.
Okay. So who would you say currently are your favorite goalkeepers to look at? Or who do you look up to, and what do you think you take from them?
My two favorites are Juan Garcia from Barcelona
Right.
and Donnarumma
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
the coaches said I have a shot stopping player profile, so I'm not as well as with my feet as the other goalkeepers, so I should focus more on my strength with his shot stopping.
Right.
And I really just love the way how Donnarumma and Juan Garcia they just save everything. They're
Right.
so athletic, and yeah, and I don't know, they're so consistent as well in the shot stopping.
Nice. So how tall are you? Because I know you said that you are 17, but how tall are you at this point?
Well, I'm not sure in feet, but I'm 193 centimeters, 93, 94
Oh,
centimeters,
so that would be like
six three, 6'2", around
yeah,
there.
around 6'3", yeah, I think so. Okay, well, awesome. I mean, obviously being a big presence in the goal, once you work on the athleticism, yeah, that you'll be monster, right? Um, any other professional players, let me say, outside of a goalkeeper that you look at and you say, hey, I want to pattern my game with them or pattern something about them,
Well, I can't really think of one outside of a goalkeeper, but Denzel Smith plays for Trinidad and Tobago right now.
right?
I like his mindset because same Randall Renrick, he told me how hard he trains, how much
Yeah,
he wants to be a professional, and I really love that. I'm trying to simulate that same mindset.
okay. Have you ever spoken to Denzel?
Yeah, I trained with him once, but after that, yeah, I didn't really train with him again.
Okay, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I speak to him a little bit, and he seems to be a really down to earth guy, somebody who would share information. So yeah, that is fantastic. That our first team national keeper is somebody that you look up to. So you could have good conversations with him. Um, what do you do like when you make a mistake? I know you kind of mentioned it a little bit already, but in game, if you make a mistake, how do you bounce back from that? Because I mean, the game's still going on.
Well, when I was younger, like 1 or 2 years ago, that would completely take me out of the game. I wouldn't be able to concentrate at all.
Right.
But now it had a few games where I played horribly, and the next game I played really well.
Hmm.
So I don't think mistakes affect me as much anymore, but I just try to move on and just don't think about it. I just think about the next ball I have to save, next ball I have to pass, next
Yeah.
play I have to make. Just think about ahead, a future, but don't
Yeah.
really think about the past.
Okay. And I like that. That's a really good point too. Um, what would you say is the biggest game that you've played so far?
Biggest game?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't played any league matches yet,
Okay.
but um, I played a game against a practice match against a opponent that is first in our group. So yeah, at the moment that's the best team I've played against, and I think I played well. But yeah, they were a really good opponent.
Okay. Okay. What team is that, if you remember?
Rot-Weiß Essen.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um, what advice would you give? I know I probably didn't mention this one, so this might put you on the spot a little bit, but what advice would you give to a younger player who's coming up and who is thinking about playing professional football? Um, if you looking back, have to talk to somebody now and let them know these are the challenges, these are the whatever, what would you say to them really?
Well, I would kind of put it on me. So I would go back and tell myself to do more exercise like strength training and take it seriously. Don't just skip days of training because you don't feel like it, or
Yeah.
don't go waking up 5 in the morning, wake up 5 in the morning and go running because you don't feel like it. So yeah, just be more professional and take it seriously.
Okay. So that leads me to another question again, which I do have on my list. Um, the German setup, is it different? Is it school is part of the program, or how do you balance school? Because I know in the English setup, they have sometimes the boarding schools where they see about the schooling and then you go to the football immediately. Is it the same way in the German setup?
So no, well, I have a funny story because when I came to Germany,
Yeah.
I only could have spoken a little bit of German,
Right.
but I never knew how to write or read.
Right.
But it had a little bit of confusion, so I got put in one of the best schools, and I struggled a lot because I didn't know
Yeah.
how to read or write. I really
Right.
had
Right. Right.
to learn every day how to read and write. So I naturally had to take the class over again. So, but they don't really have boarding schools. They have it has a lot of schools here in Düsseldorf, and they partner with a school.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
they like to send the players to that certain school because
Yeah.
they it has a whole different school system where you could learn different subjects and stuff.
Okay.
And the school that I go to, you can learn sport and biology
Right.
as the two main subjects.
Yeah.
And once you go to that school, you're able to go to training, training in the morning, so training before school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, they
So
they make the school schedule basically around the idea knowing that this is a athlete. So we want to get
mhm.
him involved in his sport, but we also want him at some point to be able to do the schoolwork.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, that you would have been in Trinidad and Tobago, so you know how different that is. We have school standard 8 hours, and then you get to do an hour afterwards if you could, and that kind of thing. So it's really a big change. And speaking to some people who are in England, is kind of the academy itself has a school in it. So it's really good to hear that Germany has a partnership program, which I'm hoping at some point Trinidad and Tobago could do to develop the football a little bit more. Um, so that was all the questions I really had to ask. So is there anything that you would want to say? Because I know this is our first interview, and at some point we'll definitely do this again. You and I are always in contact. So, is there anything else you would want to say to a younger player, or again to your younger self? And close off with saying something in German, because I'm sure by now you know something in German.
Yeah. Well, what I'd say to our younger players is to train more than the others because I think that you could have talent over another player, but if he works harder than you, then that will even out the scores. So
Right.
once you train harder than everyone, have a good schedule, you would have a good chance of making it.
Okay. Okay. And what's your German quote for us?
Ah, I need a little time to think,
Yeah, I know I'll get you off guard with that one.
Uh, um, so I just say that jeden Tag muss man trainieren, wenn man besser als die anderen sein möchte. So, auch wenn man nicht möchte, muss man jeden Morgen aufwachen um 5 Uhr, Stretches machen, Training machen und einfach das Beste sein, was du sein kannst.
Okay, so what does that mean? Because I don't have a clue what that means.
Yeah, so I just said, kind of what I said before, get up, get up early in the morning, train more than the others, and once you act professionally, you'll have a good chance of making it.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Well, Micaia, thank you very much for your time. Um, I know that this would definitely benefit someone, and I really appreciate the fact that you took the time to share because as always, we're really trying to get the best for Trinidad and Tobago, and I really trying to see exactly how people go about doing it. So thank you so much again. So I'll stop the recording now, but you and I could always stay on and talk a little bit.
Yeah.